Hey, this is Jordan. I'm doing my NFL spread predictions for this upcoming week. So, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. This is interesting. It started out at a -2.5. I liked it at -2.5. Now it's at -3. I'm a huge fan of the -3. I was looking at the money line. It's -150 on the money line right now. I might take the money line because I think the Browns will probably win by 3. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might take the money line just -150. Because I definitely think they're gonna win. But if you want to take the spread, the juice on it's an even line, so that's good odds on the juice. So I mean, I it wouldn't be bad to take Cleveland -3, but yeah. Anyway, so my prediction for that one is Cleveland -3, I guess. But honestly, I Pittsburgh +3. I mean, they've been winning games. It's really not a bad bet. That's why I don't like it. I honestly like Cleveland on the money line. So Dallas versus Detroit. There's not a lot of lines for this game. This is the only one that doesn't have a lot of lines. It's because they don't know if Matthew Stafford's starting or not. Right now the spread's at 4.5. I would take it at 4.5. Yeah, I would take Dallas 4.5. I think they're gonna win this game definitely. This is a must win. Dallas is trying to make the playoffs. They can't lose to the Lions. That's terrible. So Dallas will win by a touchdown at least. Dallas -4. New Orleans versus Tampa Bay. New Orleans -5.5. I know the Saints play badly against the Falcons, but I don't think it's going to happen again. I'm confident in the Saints -5.5. Atlanta versus Carolina. I'm taking Carolina versus. Yeah, I like them at home with -5.5. Atlanta played well last game, and Carolina, they didn't play horrible, but they did lose to a good Packers team. I think if Atlanta hadn't have whooped the Saints, the line would be a lot different. But right now, because they did that, it's only at 5.5, and because the Panthers lost. But the Panthers are a lot better of a team than the Falcons. I have to take the Carolina Panthers at -5.5. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. I really like Jacksonville at +3. I think that's one of the best bets of the week is Jacksonville +3. Indy's been losing. I'm not confident in them, even if Jacoby Brissett comes back. I really am confident in Jacksonville +3. I really like that. Honestly, that is a good. That's one of the best plays to me. Denver versus Minnesota. I don't like this game because I think that Denver is gonna have a rough time with their new quarterback. I don't think he's gonna. He played okay last game, but Brandon Allen. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna play that well against Minnesota. In Minnesota, they've been playing well. They just beat the Cowboys. It's a tough one, but the spread is so big. Um, So this game I would probably stay away from, but if I was gonna take anything, I would take Denver plus the 10.5, just because I think the spread's too big. But I could easily see Minnesota whooping them. I could easily. I mean, Minnesota should win this game by 2 touchdowns. So I don't know. I mean, if I had to, if I was like forced to take a spread bet on this, I would take Denver plus 10.5. But I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one to bet your money on Denver. So I would stay away from this. But anyways, yeah, Denver plus 10.5. New York Jets versus Washington Redskins. So the New York Jets are the underdog. They should be the favorite, but they're the underdog. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the money line right now because right now the spread is at 1.5, and I don't like to take um underdogs at like +1. You know what I mean, or +1.5. That's not. Yeah, I don't like that. So so um, I looked at the spread, or I looked at the money line, and right now Washington is -125, and the Jets are +105. So I really, really, really like the Jets money line here. I think that they are going to win this game. I like the Jets on the money line. So I would take Jets money line plus 105. I like that. Um, and if you want to take, the Jets at +1.5 on a -110, I mean, I wouldn't blame you, but I prefer that money line. Anyways, so Jets, just to the play. Buffalo versus Miami. Uh yeah, so last time I looked at this spread, it was -5 or -5.5 for Buffalo. Now it's at -6. I'm still gonna take Buffalo at -6 though. I like Buffalo. I think they're gonna whoop. Well, I don't think they're gonna annihilate the Dolphins. I just think that the Miami Dolphins, like the reason why the spread is so low is because the Bills have been losing. They lost to the Browns, and the Dolphins have won their past two games. So this spread is pretty low. And the Dolphins are at home. I don't know how much that means, but I really think that. I mean that I like the fact that that's manipulating the spread to being such a small spread at -6. I think that Buffalo is going to beat Miami. They beat Miami by 10 points last time they played, and I think they're going to beat by Miami by 10 points again. So I would take Buffalo -6. I think they're going to. I mean, I don't think they're going to destroy them. I just think it's gonna be an easy. It's not going to be a hard fought win for Buffalo just because Miami. I mean, they've been playing well, but Buffalo is a good team. They are a good, solid team. Their offense isn't amazing. The wide receiver group's not that great, but I like Buffalo. I think they're a solid team, and Miami is not. I like Buffalo here with a -6. I think that's a good play. So Baltimore versus Houston is the next game. I think that Baltimore is going to beat the Texans. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. I think they're not going to be just they've been Baltimore's been destroying teams lately. I think that it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Baltimore will win by a touchdown. I like the over here. I really like the over. Right now it's at 50 points. A lot of places though it's at 49.5. It's like yeah, some places it's at 50 and some places 49.5. I like the over. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. But I like yeah, I mean I like Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson, and I think yeah, I think this is gonna be an offensive game. But I like Baltimore -4. I think Baltimore is just so hot right now. They're the hottest team in the NFL. They are so hot. So I have to take Baltimore at -4. Yeah, that's definitely I can't take Houston. But I can understand why someone would. I could see Houston. I could see Baltimore winning by a field goal maybe, but I think Baltimore will win by a touchdown. Arizona versus San Francisco. So I actually Arizona opened up at a 14-point underdog. I actually kind of like I liked the Cardinals at +14, but now I mean it's a question now with the 11.5. A lot of places at 11. I don't know. I might have to wait on that. I in my earlier video I took Arizona at +13, I think, or +13.5 or something like that. I am I liked that play. Now that the spread is dropping, I think I'm gonna have to wait a couple days, and then I'm gonna have to. I'll wait, and then once the spread keeps dropping, I might take San Francisco at like -10. I'm gonna wait on that game. I'm definitely gonna have to wait. But I do like um hmm, if I was if I was gonna make a bet on it, I'd probably take the over 45 and a half. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait on that game. I'm gonna have to wait. So, um, uh, the next game I'm very, very confident about. New England minus 3.5 versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm very confident in this spread prediction right here. This is easy to me. New England lost, but they're coming off a bye week. Philadelphia, they've been flip floppy this whole year, but they're playing better. They're playing better. I still really like New England minus 3.5, and I like the over. I like for over 44.5 too, but I really like New England minus 3.5, definitely. So there's nothing more to say about that. But I do like the over because I like Carson Wentz and Tom Brady. I think it will be a high scoring game. Even though they have two good defenses, I think it'll go over. But I think New England will pull it through. They can't lose two in a row. Cincinnati versus Oakland. This is a weird game because I think the spread is kind of perfect. I think Oakland will win by like 10 points. And it's at 10.5, which means Cincinnati would beat the spread. I kind of like this is probably one of the toughest games for me because when it comes to the over under, I don't think Cincinnati's going to put up a lot of points. So I don't know if I could take over 48.5. But like I don't know. I don't think Oakland's like an amazing team. The Oakland Raiders are not a ridiculously good team, but they've been playing well. And I could see them beating the spread, but it's hard for me to be so confident in the Oakland Raiders that they're gonna win by 11. Like they're so good because they're not. So it's kind of hard for me to trust the Oakland Raiders minus 10.5. I have to think about it for a second. So I thought about it. I think if I had to make a bet, I probably would take. I would probably take. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with my gut right here, and I'm gonna take Oakland minus 10.5. It's tough, but I have to go with my gut. I think Oakland's gonna destroy Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they have nobody. Nobody's left on the team unless AJ Green's come back, which he's not. I don't think. They have nobody. Who's on the team? And Oakland's at home. They're hot. They have a positive energy going on in the locker room right now. I just don't. I don't like the idea of taking the Bengals. I have to take Oakland minus 10.5. That's a toughie. That's a tough one, but yeah, I'm just going with my gut. Oakland minus 10.5. Shit, that's a huge spread, but I have to go with my gut. Anyways, Chicago versus the Rams. So the Rams have been losing. They've been losing, and so have the Bears. But they won their yeah, they won against the Lions. So I took Chicago against the spread minus 2.5 before the line changed to 6.5. I took them minus 2.5 against the Lions. It worked out well. They won by 7, I think. So they would have beat the spread anyways. But anyways, they beat the spread. They are looking pretty good. I don't trust them very much. I don't like Mitchell Trubisky a lot. But the Rams, also took the Rams last week minus 4 against the Steelers. That was a nightmare. That I watched that game. I couldn't believe how bad they were. They only scored like 12 points. So I have to take, even though I think the Rams will win in a close, probably a low scoring game, maybe win by a field goal. I have to take the Bears plus 6.5. That just makes a lot of sense to me. Bears plus 6.5. I think it's going to be a close one. I think these teams. Thing is, I think these teams are pretty equal. So I can't take one team to win by confident touchdown. They have to win by 7. I mean, Yeah, I have to take the Bears plus 6.5 because I think they could easily win this game straight up. It's not, it wouldn't be crazy. So Bears plus 6.5. Yeah, Rams have really been disappointing me. Jared Goff and Mitch Trubisky are disappointments, but yeah. I could also see someone taking the under. Good defenses, bad offenses. You know, under 40.5. It's a pretty low over under, but I could definitely take under. I wouldn't take over. Yeah, I would take under 40.5. But yeah, Chicago Bears plus 6.5. Kansas City versus the LA Chargers. So Kansas City just won last week, but I just lost last week against the Tennessee Titans. I took them against the spread. I think they were -4 against Titans, and they screwed me. Um, I still have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, even though they screwed me last week. I really do think -3.5 is not that big of a spread, and the Chargers have just been so up and down, and I just don't trust them at all as a team. They're at home, but that doesn't mean anything with the Chargers. They have no fans. So I have to take Kansas City -3.5. I think that's an easy play. That's one of the easier decisions. I mean, when I looked at, I couldn't take Chargers. Yeah, plus 3.5. I think Kansas City will win by they should win by 10 points. I mean, they should. It's tough though because the Chargers are a good team at home. Philip Rivers, he screwed me against the Raiders. That was horrible. That was horrible when they were -1. I couldn't believe that last drive. 0 for 7. But yeah, I mean, both teams are disappointments. I have to take Kansas City -3.5. That's such a small spread to me. Kansas City should win by a touchdown or maybe 10 points. So, Kansas City -3.5. That's my last prediction of the week. So